From our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Peter Murphy begins now.
Good evening, everyone. In a case of deja vu, the Liberals have again used their campaign launch to spruik health investments, unveiling a plan to expand the Launceston General Hospital. But it's a promise coming under fire. Labor accusing them of recycling the commitment, branding it a re-announcement.
An old Launceston repair shop decked out in blue, setting the stage for the Liberals' campaign launch.
This is the election that only Mr Winter wanted. So we're here. But boy, didn't we come out swinging.
Their 35 candidates filing in before a crowd of party faithful.
I have never felt more proud to see a united team come together with one thing in mind, to take Tasmania forward.
Before the Premier was given a rock star welcome. Armed with more fighting words for his political rival.
Guess what, Dean? I'm still here.
Talking up his government's achievements over the short-lived 15-month term.
For our workers, we've achieved the highest wage growth. And proudly, we have achieved the lowest unemployment rate ever in Tasmania's history.
And lifting the lid on his party's latest promise, worth $240 million.
A re-elected Liberal government will build a brand new 7-storey healthcare complex at the Launceston General Hospital.
Adding 250 more beds, bringing the expansion forward as part of the facility's 10-year master plan. But the Shadow Health Minister says it's a promise 5 years old, claiming the state has the worst health outcomes in the country.
The Premier and his party are staying very much on message as the Liberals now look to kick their campaign into overdrive with just 20 days until election day.
On the flip side, Labor pledging to help children keep healthy, replacing the $100 tourism vouchers with sports vouchers for kids.
It'll help obviously with that little burden of assisting parents in hopefully allowing their child to play a sport where maybe they might have chosen not to let them.
Our policy goes on top of what's already there. Participation in sport should be for everyone. It should bring people together, and in fact it helps not just your physical health but your mental health.
For this election battle, it's game on. Anthony Dodd, 7 Tasmania News.
And for Tasmanians eager to head to the ballot box early, will be able to do so from tomorrow morning. The State Greens teaming up with the party's federal leader, Larissa Waters, today, reinforcing their stance against Macquarie Point Stadium before all the polling begins.
What I'm hearing, even as far as the mainland, is that people don't want a new stadium. They want hospitals and housing.
7 pre-polling stations will be open across the state, with more to come online in the lead-up to election day. The Tassie Devils boss says the team's foray into the VFL next year is his priority in preparation for the AFL debut in 2028. Brenton Gale says the club is on the cusp of signing off on list concessions, which will help build the side.
We need to get ourselves ready for 2028-29 in the strongest possible position. We need a good runway, for on-field, for off-field.
Gale is confident the team can attract top talent, even joking about the prospect of luring Collingwood star Nick Dacos and coach Craig McRae into their ranks. The Tasmanian Chamber of Commerce and Industry has welcomed Labor's budget repair plan, signing a formal agreement with the party giving the TCCI a seat at the table, both figuratively and literally. Labor says it will host a round table with the peak business body and other key stakeholders to shape and strengthen its plan to return Tasmania to a sustainable financial path.
Is a way of connecting the community together, to work together to find the outcomes that Tasmania needs, because there are some tough decisions to be made.
The scale of the challenge to get Tasmania's finances back in health is significant, and we need to take the Tasmanian community with us.
CEO Michael Bailey also says restoring the state's finances is one of the top priorities for the business sector heading into the election. 2 independent candidates are leading the pack, hoping to end greyhound racing in Tasmania, despite claims the industry is good for the state. Greyhound owners showing their support for the cause, labelling it cruel and outdated.
A sea of lanky legs and funky jackets, taking advantage of the winter sun and endless treats. These owners backing a renewed push to end Tasmania's greyhound racing industry. Independent election hopefuls Peter George and Christy Johnson alongside Legislative Council member Meg Webb using their Sunday to sniff out support for the cause.
We know that this industry is in terminal decline. It is pouring good money after bad. It is not the generator of jobs that the industry says it is.
A report commissioned by economist Saul Eslake claims there's been a 26% decline in the amount wagered on greyhound races over the past 3 years, and that the industry contributes just 0.2% of gross state product and total employment in Tasmania.
Overwhelming numbers of Tasmanians do not support this industry, do not support gambling on this industry, and will be happy to see an end to it.
The trio say now's the time to phase the industry out, with the current funding deed set to expire in 2028 to 29.
It's a perfect opportunity for us to make a plan to bring an end to this industry, which is cruel.
Despite today's movements, both the Premier and Tas Racing have reiterated the benefits that they say the industry provides to Tasmania. Tas Racing claims popularity of the sport continues to be strong, with greyhound wagering up 6% on last year, while the Liberals say it will not ban greyhound racing or any other code. Ruby Cairns, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's hospitality industry has delivered one of its strongest Mays on record, with statewide hotel occupancy reaching over 69%. The standout performer was the north of the state, hitting an historic high of 81.3%, the first time the region has broken the 80% mark in May. The Tasmanian Hospitality Association says major events like the Supercars and Launceston Running Festival helped drive up demand. Well, it's now Bichonneau's turn to light up the night sky, with the coastal town hosting a series of laser light shows over the next few weeks. Bichonneau beams taking to the Lions Park for the opening night yesterday as crowds gathered to witness the colourful display. The event is free and runs every night until July 19. Those who visit the show can also even win a free trip to Oslo to see the Northern Lights close up. Sunday's instalment of the Festival of Voices saw a combination of cakes and toe-tapping to traditional Welsh songs. It wasn't the style of a usual concert. The audience sang along while waiting for their handmade sweet treat.
We probably will sing in Welsh.
Yes, I think
of which
so.
I know
a little?
None. Nothing.
Tasmania will continue to come alive to the sound of music until July the 5th. Despite notching up a huge 24 points, Tassie basketball star Jacob Furphy's heroics weren't enough to get the Aussies over the line against the USA in the FIBA Under-19s World Cup. In their opening game of the tournament, the Emus went down 88-73, but Furphy's performance was a silver lining, top scoring for the match.
Furphy dancing on Pete, gets to that runner and drops it in.
The Emus' next matchup is against Cameroon. It wasn't Tasmania's night on the basketball court, with all our teams falling in a string of hard-fought matchups. From overtime thrillers to brave final quarter pushes, there's still plenty of positive takeaways for local fans.
It was a battle from start to finish.
Finds Froling in the middle of the key, works her way into the 2 points, and a great take there from Keely Froling.
With seconds left and the scores locked, the Tornadoes and Tigers gave it everything in a desperate bid for victory.
Well guarded by Baker. Ball A steps back, can't get it to go. Froling keeps it alive, and we are in overtime.
The intensity didn't let up in extra time, but heartbreak struck in the dying moments.
3-point game. With 5 seconds to go, Rayner tries to get it away, has a clean look at it, no good.
The Taunts falling short by just 3 points at the final siren. Over in the men's league, the Tigers were too strong for the Northwest Thunder. The Tasmanians simply couldn't contain Tom Purchase, who dropped 30 points, along with a strong showing from Wilson Amos.
But fantastic work from Wilson Amos.
Thunder went down by 15 points in the end. Meanwhile, the Hobart Chargers women started strong against reigning champs, the Waverley Falcons, putting in one of their best first halves of the season to lead by 13 at the major break.
Steidel draws contact, up and in, high off the window.
But the third quarter was all the Falcons, producing a 16-0 run, outscoring the Chargers 24-10.
Oh, beautiful vision.
Despite a determined effort, the Chargers couldn't hold on, going down 88 to 82. It was a similar story for the Chargers men, who also fell to the Falcons, this time by 7 points.
McCarthy checks into the office. Little spin move.
Angusteen put up monster numbers, 31 points, 18 rebounds and 2 blocks.
It's Keith. The defense there from Angusteen. Up the other end.
With strong support from Jacob Richards, who added 17 points and 3 assists. Lily Thompson, 7 Tasmania News.
Tasmania's own Mitch Owen has delivered a sensational performance in Major League Cricket, claiming a stunning 5-wicket haul for Washington Freedom. His efforts helping Freedom snap the San Francisco Unicorns' unbeaten streak and book a spot in the playoffs.
It's up. It's very high. And he's taken another one. The man with the golden arm strikes again.
A standout all-rounder in the tournament, the Hurricane star isn't just making waves with the ball, he is the leading run scorer and joint highest wicket taker for his side. Well, even I'm getting tired of my voice this time of the night. That's going to change shortly as Kaya Wicks joins us after the break with the weather.
Good evening. Hobart 11 today, Launceston, Devonport and Burnie all climbed to 13 degrees. 14 was our high on Flinders, King Island, Low Head and St Helens 13, 12 in Smithton and Ouse, Friendly Beaches 11, 10 in Strawn and 4 degrees in Lyowini. Today we saw widespread areas of low to mid-level cloud across the majority of the state. Cloud is also seen over southern states as mid to high level cloud moves over southern WA. Tomorrow, a high pressure system positioned to the south of the Bight will advance across the majority of our country. South-southeasterly winds 5 to 15 knots in northern and eastern waters. Southwesterly swells building to 3.5 metres in the west and south. A road weather alert has been issued for many parts of the state tomorrow morning. A bushwalkers weather alert remains for the west as snow continues to fall to 800 metres. Frosty and foggy conditions are forecasted for the next 3 days. A reminder to please drive to the conditions. Partly cloudy in the south tomorrow, Hobart and Dover 12, -6 overnight in Ouse, 11 the high. -3 the low in Launceston and 12 the high tomorrow. Similar conditions in Devonport 12, 8 mostly sunny, 12 in Scottsdale. Burnie warming to 12 after a morning frost, 11 and possible showers in Strawn. A cool morning too in Stanley, 13 with the sunny skies later. Fine in St Helens, 13, 13 also in Swansea, just 10 in Ross after a low of -6. Tuesday, light showers about the west developing to the east and Furneaux Islands in the afternoon. Showers about the east and west on Wednesday, although that should clear by the west in the mid-morning. And on Thursday, possible isolated showers in the east, otherwise fine elsewhere. We'll take a look now at the national forecast for Monday. Some possible showers in Melbourne 14, increasing showers in Perth, 15 are partly cloudy in Adelaide. It's currently clear in Hobart, 7 degrees, mostly cloudy with 8 in Launceston and much the same in Devonport with 8 also. That's all in weather this Sunday, Murph. I'll be back a little later with a weather update.
Thanks very much for that, Kai. And I've just noticed a big delivery of designer label fashion moving into the station right now. Indicates that Kim Miller will be joining us tomorrow night at 6. We'll look forward to that. Hope you can join us then.